Hey, welcome back. We're back from our Michigan trip,
Mm.
and we're going to kind of get into this what Kaya found. It was a good find. She did good on this one. Woolly Distilling, Grand Rapids?
We went to the distillery in Grand Rapids, but they are based out of Central Lake, I believe.
Okay.
So, yeah, we're real excited to try in these different ryes and talk about them. So,
We added this last minute to the Battle of the Ryes, apparently, because we bought 4 out of 5 bottles were Ryes. So thought might as well just add this to the Battle of the Ryes, all of Woolly.
I was just really impressed with their whiskey. So, we're going to give it a go. Where would you like to start?
I guess we start with the beginning.
Okay.
They're just their Woolly Rye, 92 proof. Do you want me to pour?
Is that the number one?
Nope, this is just their Woolly Rye.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
This is not their special. So let's see what we got. This one's a little darker than these two, 1 and 2s.
And this is their blended straight rye, correct? So mash up at the barrels.
I believe this is Woolly Rye, made in Michigan. I don't think this is Woolly Rye is made from a mash bill. Nope, this is just their regular rye mash bill.
Yep, and like we said in our previous episode, they're using the water in the aquifer from Torch Lake up in Michigan, which is like crystal clear water, almost like an ocean kind of water. We've actually never visited the lake, despite our multiple trips up there. It's on my bucket list of things to do. If I remember right, babe, when I was reading the back of this, blended in small batches. So it's straight from the barrel, but mixed up between the barrels.
So it's not a single barrel.
So not a single barrel. And a lot of their ryes, they are promoting the oak taste. So we're kind of now, did we try this one at the distillery? The Woolly Rye? I know we tried the hazmat, and we tried both of the number 1 and number 2.
I don't know.
I don't know that we tacked that on at the last minute, or
I feel like I might have done it, but you might have walked out.
No, we had to divide and conquer with the kids with this, so
this rye.
We sent him in first to try the samples, and I popped in for just a minute to try some things, and next thing I know, he's walking out with a box of 8 bottles of bourbon.
6. She's making it worse than it was. The rye is a mash bill of 88% Wheeler rye, 10% malted Colin barley, and 2% caramel malt. Caramel. We're fancy here.
No, not that fancy. I know. I have oak on the nose.
Ooh. Well, for a second, I had some
oak and
sweet.
Leather and a little bit of the caramel.
I had some sweetness there for a second.
And no, I smell all leather and oak for me. Let's see what it tastes.
Do I need to pull my belt off again?
Please don't.
Oh, I do get leather.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get a lot of leather.
Yeah.
A lot.
I don't taste as much of the leather as I do on the nose. I do get a little of that oak, little burn. I'm hunting around for a bit of that caramel.
I don't get the caramel. Huh.
Yeah, there it is. Oak and leather. It's got a nice little burn. It's not a bad tasting bourbon. I think that if you had something to maybe pull some of that caramel out, it would be pretty awesome. So it's a nice sipping bourbon. I think that this would be a good in maybe a cocktail or a little cherry. Ooh, now we were gifted from relatives of ours that live in Michigan. Thank you. Dried chocolate covered cherries from Michigan. I should have brought those down.
That, and we do have
we got cherries. So
from Woolly.
Our older son, suggested that we maybe do a taste off on different bourbon cherries. So,
I don't think I told you this too. The nice thing about getting 6 bottles, the nice bartender there, which I'm still forgetting his name. I think he did. I don't know if I should say this. Throw in the cherries. I don't think I paid for those,
Oh, nice.
unless I just walked out and didn't pay for them. I don't know what I did.
Well, put in the comment section if you think you'd be interested in that, because we're toying around with the idea with quite a few bourbon
Different types
cherries.
of cherries.
Yeah. So if that's something you'd be interested in seeing, leave us a comment. But yeah,
You know what we
this
need
is nice.
to do is, because we can't defile this with Kentucky water.
we need Michigan water.
We need Torch Lake water.
We need Torch Lake water.
We
I'll
need
have to
to
look that up.
We need to go to we need to go to Torch Lake with a jug
Oh, I don't know about that.
and get some water and see how that goes. No?
You know what? I was actually surprised on my search for distilleries in Michigan. We went quite a bit further north. We were looking for a mountain to try our hand at skiing and snowboarding. But I was shocked at how many distilleries are out there. I feel like the whole bourbon craze, whiskey craze is starting to grow a bit. So wouldn't surprise me if we start seeing some more distilleries pop up in Michigan.
Yeah. We did a trip up there over the summer, and we stopped at a couple distilleries.
Traverse City.
Traverse City, and what was the other one that we did? Iron Fist.
Iron Fish, that's
Fish,
right.
not
That's
fist.
right. It's
Fish.
in Fishtown.
In Fishtown,
Yeah.
yes.
I ended up walking out of there, actually this most recent trip, with a salted caramel old-fashioned mix.
It's good.
Dangerously good.
It's good.
Yeah,
It's really
to
good.
the point where you hardly have a burn at all. You could sit
No
that
burn.
down and get
No.
into some real trouble if you're
Yeah.
not careful. It's very, very good.
Yeah, no burn, and do it neat. And I tried it on the rocks as well, and it was good both ways.
I didn't even need it on ice.
Oh,
Nice
boy.
to be able to pour that right out of the bottle, and
Oh, boy.
you've got your dessert right there after
Yeah,
supper.
it was desserty.
What are you trying to open there? Are we doing the number one?
Number one, but
Okay.
yeah, this is
Now this is
down
interesting.
solid.
We had to look up the back of the bottle of this says that it's a mashup of whiskey aged in first run barrels and then actually mixed in with a second fill cask. So on there, if you jump on their website, it'll give you a little bit more information. So this is bourbon from a original cask mashed in with casks that they've aged bourbon in after it's already had a 16, 17, and even an 18-year bourbon in. So it's a combination of those two.
Oh boy, I don't know if I'm gonna get this open.
Goodness.
Yeah, I need a knife because this is down. This is down hard.
Wow.
And our little dog has joined us in this
The
this
downside
filming.
for not having these opened before we start recording.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we go and pause things, go grab a knife, and we'll try to get this guy open.
Here, two's open.
You gotta try one before you can try two.
I don't know what. There we go.
I just had to loosen it up for
She had
you.
to loosen it up for me. Jeez.
All right, so
Wow.
I noticed that the color between these two is quite a bit different from the regular rye.
They're lighter. They're a lot
yeah,
lighter.
Yeah.
So let's give this the old college try.
Now, what's interesting about this too is that I get kind of geeked out about the tasting notes. I like to kind of, what's on the nose, what you're tasting. I like to kind of quiz myself a little bit and see if I can taste what they say is supposed to be in there. I feel like everyone's palate's a little bit different too, so you'll be able to pull out different notes. But I have brushed up on the tasting notes for this, so it'll be interesting to see if I can pull out some of what they say should be there.
What did you say? What did you see on the tasting note on
I'll
one?
tell you.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a surprise. See, I'm quizzing him too.
I'm not good with quizzes.
Okay, so now I know what I'm supposed to smell in here, and that's the first thing I pull out of this. What do you smell?
I get some sweetness.
Yeah, do you know what that? It's sweet, but a hint of something else, something fruity. I'll give you a hint.
Cherry? No?
I don't get so much of cherry as I get pear.
I don't
Supposed
know
to
if
pull
I
pear
don't
out
know
of
if I
this.
get pear or not.
Pear
Maybe.
and apple.
It
And
might
a
just
little bit of caramel
might
from
just
their
because
from
you
their
said
notes.
that now,
Yeah,
but yeah,
you can smell the pear.
that's I don't know. I think you put it in my head, but I smell something sweetness on there, and it smells good. It smells delightful.
I taste a little bit of that pear right out of the gate. A little bit of that caramel, a little burn. I do not taste apple. Do you taste apple in this?
I don't get an apple.
It's got a real oaky finish.
Honest, I mean, I'll tell you what. First sip, I like this over the just the regular
The
woolly. There's no burn at all I get on this one
Hardly
at
any
all.
burn.
This is, and this, well, we went, woolly was 92. This is 100 proof.
See, and I can tell when you get close to that 100 proof because I feel it right in here. That second sip starts to warm you up from the inside out. This is a really nice, a smooth, pulling out lots of different flavors on this. I really like this.
It's good.
Now, pear, I'm getting way late. Like after everything is settled, I'm pulling that up late.
I have some sweetness. I wish I had a can
Caramel
of pears down
or
here so I could.
Pear or apple there at the very end.
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Late.
definitely pear. It's got to be
Really
pear.
late.
But not apple. I'm having a hard time finding the apple in this.
That's good. I like that.
Now, if I'm reading their website correct, this number 2, did you open number 1?
Number 1.
Okay. This number 2 is their most recent rye version. So this number 1 was kind of their experiment. And then they branched off to the number 2 to try to give it a go again.
I know when I was there, I liked the number 2 better.
Did you?
Yeah, I enjoyed the number 2 a little better. And the number 1 I bought because, well, I mean, the guy kind of twisted my arm.
He gave you a price you couldn't turn down.
True. Also, when I was there, if you like gin, the guy, he made me, he forced it down my throat, told me I had to try it, I couldn't leave, had a gun to my head, that I had to try the gin, and I was like, I don't know, I'm not really. He's like, try it, even if you're not a gin person. I was like, all right. I like gin. I like gin and tonics, especially on a hot day.
Yeah.
This one was really good from Woolly. It was, you could get the juniper, and it was just, and I just had it just straight. No ice, nothing.
No tonic water.
It just had, it had a really good flavor, and I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, wow, that's shockingly good.
We have gotten into the whole gin. God forbid we find another hobby outside of bourbon.
I mean, you don't collect gin. You just
it.
drink it. You just drink it in the summer months by the pool.
I'm surprised you didn't talk you into a bottle of the gin. You make it sound so good.
Well, I couldn't mix the brown water with the gin, so no.
Now, I'm picking up a little bit of sweet out of this too. Maybe a little bit of citrus.
Let's see. Let's see if I remember this correctly.
I'm thinking apple out of this. Actually, I don't think it's citrus. I think it's apple.
I don't know if I ever really smell apple, but I mean, it smells nice. It smells very sweet.
This has got a little bit more of a burn to it.
Does it?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That went right up the nostril. You got something up there.
Well, you don't have to put your whole nose.
Well, I really wanted to get it. I wanted to smell it. I
don't think it works that way.
Putting
the bourbon into your nose does not help you smell the nose at all.
Oh, see, I get a lot more oak on that.
Do you?
Oak or wood, or I get a lot more barrel. Yeah. Now I don't remember. Okay, then I mean I could have sworn I like 2 over 1, but right now I'm liking number 1 over 2.
1 over 2.
It's
got a little bit more burn to it. Little less complexity.
Huh. Yeah, I'm pretty sure when I was there, I liked. That's weird. Yeah, I'm not 100% on 2. Actually, I mean,
It's got a lot more burn right up front. It kind of grabs you.
It's a lot. It's a little
bit more oaky. I agree. Now, I don't taste as much leather. I taste more of the oak.
I do.
And I have a little bit of the apple on the nose, but I'm having a hard time finding the taste of that apple.
If you like wood, oak, woody, whatever you want to call it, that would be your choice. I mean, honestly, right now, I would put this out of these 3. I would put this last right now because, yeah, that's. I don't enjoy that.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy that one.
Yep.
And I hate to say that because, like I said, when I was there, I liked the 1 and 2, and I didn't really care for just the regular woolly rye, and I'm liking the woolly rye a lot better now.
Really?
Could be. I mean, I'm gonna have to come back to it and see. Maybe it's just my tasting.
Maybe. I know every day's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a little bit of something.
I mean, it's still a good bourbon. I mean, I wouldn't turn it down if someone offered me a glass. But not as much to chat about from that one compared to the number one or even the Woolly Rye.
Yeah.
No, this one, hazmat. Okay. What's the proof on that again? Is it
140, baby. This I couldn't walk away without. This was.
So he calls me. I'm in the car. He calls me. He said, "You've got to try this bourbon." So, oh, really? You need me out? It was snowing, almost like it was white out snow. You want me to get out of the car and do a what? For 140 proof bourbon, all I'm going to taste is heat. But my concern was that with the 140 proof, all we taste was heat. I was pleasantly surprised and shocked because this is what I started with. Poured me a little sipper. I went in to try. Now, this actually came out of, is it a single barrel? Remind me. Let's look at the back of the bottle. Let me see.
I don't know if it is.
Combination. So not a single barrel. New wood, second fill casks. And then what they actually did was to proof it down, believe it or not, with their Woolly Rye. So we're going to have a little bit of this in it. So we're going to taste some oak. It's a combination, kind of like their number one and number two, brand new charred casks and a second fill cask. And the proof on this is 140.
It's finished though with port.
Oh, that's right. That's their second cask.
Yeah, port and Pinot. Finishes. I like how the topper.
It's like a caution sign.
It's kind of funny, like a caution on their cork. It was kind of funny. So I don't
know. Did you already pour me a glass?
I did.
Boy, that was fast.
Yeah, I did. Oh man, this I'm excited about.
I like the color. It's got a nice deep color.
Yeah, this one's a little darker than the one and the two. It's probably the same color as the Woolly Rye.
I tend to drift towards the bourbons that are finished in the wine cask, whether it's a Pinot or a Cab. I even kind of like the bourbon that's aged in tequila cask. We've had one of those too.
Yeah.
So just to me, it's kind of fun to try to pull out those different flavors. So I'll be interested to see if you can taste any of the wine notes in that. Pinot tends to be a little bit of a drier one.
I mean, I can smell. I mean, I smell the kind of. It smells kind of like wine-ish.
I agree. I can. And now I didn't have wine on the nose when I tried this up in Michigan, but I'm pulling a little bit of that out when I give it a sniff, and I can smell caramel. I can smell something sweet, fruity, I guess I would say. And maybe it's that apple. I don't smell the pear, but I just smell a little bit of that apple.
You get that? I do get that. Oh, I'm excited.
For 140 proof, you would expect all heat, no flavor, but this proves me wrong. This has got more
pear.
Tasting notes. And do you taste?
I got a pear right up front.
Huh. Now it's still hot. Like don't get me wrong.
I got a little heat, but like I didn't get any burn. I got heat, but it's
a pleasant heat.
It was pleasant. It was nice.
Fills my mouth. Got lots of tasting notes in there. I need a minute to kind of separate all of those out. Now I don't know that I taste pear, but I do taste a little apple.
Maybe it's an apple pear that I'm tasting, but that is, I mean,
it's
oh my
really
gosh.
Good bourbon.
I like that.
I mean, it's almost buttery going on the tongue. Fills my mouth with flavor.
It's so good.
It is a little oaky. It's a little sweet for me.
See,
I'm guessing apple. Little burn, little oak, and then finishes off with that caramel sugar. A little hint of leather in there, so it's not so sweet that it's sugary sweet.
I get sweetness on the end. Mm-hmm. I get the apple pearish up front. I get some heat in the middle, and it finishes real sweet. I'm curious. I have I believe another hazmat bottle of 18th Street. I'd love to put it up against this. We've not
Ooh,
opened the
yeah,
18th
yeah.
Street hazmat bottle either.
Really?
Not gotten into that yet.
18th Street now, is that a
It's up in northern Indiana.
it's an Indiana bourbon. Really?
Yeah. Maybe Hammond. I don't remember. I'd have to look it up. We've had one of their things, but we've not. I stopped at a liquor store 9 months ago, and it was one of their store picks, Papa Joe's store pick. And I believe it's a hazmat bottle as well, which I'm excited to try to
pair them up against. Yeah.
Yeah, just because it's tough to find a hazmat bottle. We may have created a hazmat, maybe on one of our
homegrown bourbon.
We're trying something. We're biased because it's ours. We like it.
Right.
They're small barrels, but
so he got a little barrel for Christmas
a couple years ago, and
it comes charred, and we bought the White Dog.
It's Buffalo Trace White Dog.
So it ages, remind me, 7 times as fast because of the volume.
It ages really quick. So like per month, it's a year is what they're saying is. Every month is a year.
We put some White Dog in it, and then I don't know. We've been having a little fun. Maybe we'll make a video of that too.
We might add that because I did a rye.
You did a rye.
So we may add that into the Battle of the Ryes.
See.
I would think that needs to be like a blind, just because we don't want to be
a blind. We don't want to be biased.
We don't want to be biased on our own juice.
Well, to kind of rein us back in because we got off the rails. What would you place first as far as this Battle of the Ryes?
I mean, I would go. I mean,
no
just
contest.
No contest. It's just so good.
It's really good.
I would do the hazmat, and then I would do the woolly.
Oh, would you?
Yeah, and then I'd do the number 1, and number 2 would be.
Huh. See, now for me, I would put that number 1 above the woolly.
Really?
Yeah. To me, I like a little bit of the sweet with a little bit of the heat with it. The woolly to me just wasn't as much of a flavor ride compared to the number 1. So, I totally agree. The hazmat takes the winner. We're gonna have to put that as number 1 in our Battle of the Ryes, and it'll be interesting to see how that lines up against some of the others.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to do these 2 back to back again and see. Because now I'm in love with this guy. So this is so good.
It's good. So for those
really
disbelievers that feel like only good bourbon whiskey comes out of Kentucky, we're here to prove you wrong. Mammoth Distillery proved us wrong. We're really impressed with the tasting experience we had. Really liking their rye whiskeys, really liking their bourbon. So watch out for Mammoth Distilling. Really impressed. We'll put that hazmat into the mix, and our next video, look for a blind tasting. I think that's where we're headed next.
We got some blind boards, so we're gonna
give it a go.
We're gonna try it. So we'll see. God, that's good. I mean, it's good. It's so good.
Highly recommend giving it a try.
I would definitely.
Mammoth Distilling.
Grand Rapids is where their little bar-ish area is.
Yeah.
I didn't tell you, it was funny. There was a guy that walked in, and he just walked in to shake the bartender's hand. Apparently, he was there the night before, and he's like, "We're all still kind of struggling. Had a good night."
I hear that. The bourbon sneaks up on you. It takes a long time to recover. If you're not careful.
Shook the guy's hand and then walked out. He just came in to thank him and shook his hand and walked right back out. And I just nodded my head at him, and he's like, "Hey, guy," and it was just kind of funny. But it was a cool area, so. It was good stuff. So, other than that, you got anything for me?
I don't. Until next time.
Next time, sip responsible, guys. Have fun.